Today we have with us Dr. Zhen Ling, who is a resident at the Singapore National Eye Centre. And she's here to talk to us about her research, which is something called non-fungible tokens for the management of health data. Zhen Ling, what is non-fungible tokens?
Yep. So thank you very much for having me. Non-fungible tokens essentially is a data security method, tokenization, and it's widely used in other industries other than health, and we are proposing actually for it to be used for the management of health data.
So when you say it's a token, what does it actually represent? Is it sort of like a single data, or is it a group of data? So how does this token form? How do you make this token?
Token is meant to represent a type of data, and the degree of granularity of data can actually be decided by the individual who tokens it. So you can choose to tokenize your data in terms of really granular things, example, one single blood test reading of a particular patient at a particular time point, or you can actually choose to tokenize a large group set of data, such as a single patient's blood test data for over maybe 10 years. So the idea behind non-fungible tokens is that it represents something that's immutable. That means it's irreplaceable, unalterable, and really there's only one single copy. So we borrowed this idea from other industries such as the art industry, of course the cryptocurrency industry, and very importantly digital art, of which many digital artists come up drew their creations, and there's only one single copy and you want it to be verifiable, original, and irreplaceable, and hence that we want to borrow the idea for health data, which is also very important, that it has high security and it isn't altered or replaceable.
Oh. When did this idea come about?
So the main push for this idea really was COVID-19. As we know, it has impacted many people's lives, and the COVID-19 pandemic actually not only stimulated a push towards digital transformation, but really proves to us that society is more ready than ever before to adopt digital technology. And this actually has accelerated digital technology across all industries, including that of healthcare. And with increasing digital technology in healthcare, such as telemedicine, the use of artificial intelligence, we find that there's an increased flow of digital data, and hence there's greater emphasis on the need for privacy-enhancing technology. Hence, this idea came up as a potential data management solution that can be confer high levels of data privacy.
So there are certain levels, right, and different stakeholders in this.
Yeah.
So how are you going to bring it all together?
Yeah. It requires the involvement of multiple parties. As you can see, we want patients to be heavily involved because it's a lot about their own data and ownership of their own data. We want governmental bodies to be involved, hospital and clinicians to be involved, researchers to be involved as well, and even pharmaceutical companies that can actually bring a lot of benefit to our patient. Yeah. So how it's going to work is that we envision that there will be a large tokenization data sharing platform, of which data is tokenized, very secure, and patients actually have the primary ownership over their own data. And this data is verified with the healthcare institution as well as governmental bodies, and it can be used by multiple parties.
Okay, but if every single token is a different sort of thing, like we say one blood value or one group of blood values, how are you going to uniform that? Because everybody going to do different things.
Yes. Yeah, that's an absolutely good point, because that is exactly what we're aiming for. We want the final outcome in the data to be usable for all, and hence in our planning stage and in building this infrastructure, it's key that we speak to many of these different stakeholders to try and get everybody on board and to link up everybody.
Okay, so how are you going to get all these people together?
So coming from a research institution and government institution, it's very beneficial because we have a lot of very passionate researchers as well as a supportive government agency as well as our own institution. They're really pretty much on board with this idea of really giving patients ownership of their data as well as a copy of their verified data. And also patients themselves, actually, we've spoken to many of our patients in our own daily clinical practice, and a lot of them are very interested actually in the ability to access their own data in a very secure manner, and that also hopefully helps them in their care. So I think a lot of stakeholders that we talk about are actually already on board in terms of ideology. In terms of having to build the technical aspect, then that's something that we are really working on.
So it's really amazing what technology can do these days. It sounds very complex, but it sounds as if you know, you have an idea what you want to do, and I wish you luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you.